Hi there, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I had a lot of people ask me about this pen, and this is my clear Kakuno that I bedazzled, or whatever you want to call it, gemmed up. So I had a lot of people ask about, and I don't want to do like the whole thing, but I will do like 2 lines down here on the base of the cap, just because I would do it up here, but it's not like a level surface. So I mean, I guess I could do it like up here. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do 2 rows up here and just show you kind of how this works. The most important things are your tools and then keeping your lines straight. Those are really, once you kind of get a base down, it just flows from there. But those are going to be your most important things, are your tools and then keeping a straight line. So we'll set this off to the side and I'll show you what tools I use. So really, the stones, I don't know that that really matters. These are different stones from different shops, mostly Amazon, or I did pick some of them up at Hobby Lobby a long time ago. I don't know that they carry them anymore. But I have a bunch of different colors, and then I have the black and the silver and the AB crystal. So the AB crystal kind of look like rainbow. You can see when the light hits them, which is what I used on this. So that's why the rainbow color when the light hits it. So AB crystal are going to be like mainly what I use, and then I did use a few of the colors to make the flowers. So the size that I use, I believe, are the 16s. I think those are they're kind of in between. So they're a really good size. It's going to be, you can kind of see the bottom, the gray part. And then it's the silver part on these. It's a little harder to see because of the light. But that silver base is what you're looking for to be. I believe mine are 16. I'll link what I can find from Amazon down below. Like I said, these other ones I got from Hobby Lobby years ago, and they don't sell them anymore. I don't think they sell anything for the diamond. They used to sell like little cases of the diamond stones. These are for diamond painting. I guess I could have mentioned that. If you can find a store that sells diamond painting supplies, that's what you're going to use mainly. So I will link, I think the crystal, the AB ones came from Amazon, so I will link those. But yeah, I'm not sure about the colored ones. I'm pretty sure I got all of those from Hobby Lobby. And then tools, the glue. This is Gem Tack, and I believe I got this at Hobby Lobby. I think you can get it on Amazon. If so, I will link it down below. But it is a permanent glue, and this stuff is just amazing. It's waterproof, it dries clear, it bonds to the rhinestones really well. So this is the only glue that I use. You can look and find others, but this kind of tacks up pretty quick, and then it takes full 24 hours, I believe, to cure. So 24 hours to cure. But I think you can use it on clothes, fabrics, different items, but I generally use it on either plastic, which is what this is, or glass, which I made a tumbler for my best friend. I don't even know, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Her and I, we do like a girls trip every year, and we do different things, and she's a huge Disney fan. So if I can find a picture of it, I think I have pictures of when I was working on it. But like the front has a Disney like castle and the back has her name on it in vinyl, and then I rhinestoned around the entire thing, and it took me about, I think, like 200 hours to do the whole thing. It took a long time. This probably took me, I don't know, maybe an hour or two, but I was kind of doing other things. I wasn't really focusing on this, which is how I tend to do my rhinestoning stuff. I tend to do it when I'm doing something else. That way I don't focus too much on it. But anyway, so this is the glue I use. It holds up to washing and things like that. I do transfer it into a smaller container, and then this has like one of those pins in it to keep it clear. But I like using this just to get detailed amounts of glue. I don't want it to be a big blob. I don't want to use too little. So I really like using this to be able to get in those spots. And then finally, I mean, the rest of it's just kind of, you know, things that make it easier, like the little trays, toothpicks to move stuff around if you need to. Those things just kind of make it easier, but you don't necessarily have to have them. But I do dump whatever color I'm working on in this so you can shake it out. They have little lines in it to kind of keep everything nice. And then this, I have a whole bunch of these. They're just wax pencils and they help you pick up the stones. I've bought different tools before, but these are the best. I'm pretty sure I got these on Amazon for like $5 or $6 for 12 of them. I just broke it in half and sharpened it with a pencil sharpener, and it just lets you pick those stones up and put them precisely where you want. So we're just going to get started real quick. I am only going to do, I think we'll just do, well, a color would be pretty, wouldn't it? I could do the turquoise band and then a clear band. That would be pretty. I think I'll do that. Or I could do a turquoise and a purple. Use both of the colors that I put. Maybe. Anyway, we're going to start with the turquoise. So I'm going to put, these are the clear ones. I don't know if I have enough turquoise. Well, if we're just doing like one row of each color, it should be fine. So I just dump out a bunch of the stones. And what you want is the silver side down. So see how you can see most of the stones? Because you want to pick it up on the colored side of the stone. So I think I'm just going to hold it and do 2 strips down here. And I'll try to keep it in camera. There is this little, like, piece right there. So I'm going to start just to the side of that and go around. And we'll do 2 rows. So I can show you kind of how this works. I took it apart just because I don't want to glue the 2 pieces together. But you also want to be careful about the amount of glue you use. So I'm going to zoom in. Hopefully we can get a good... as long as my focus doesn't mess up a lot. So, all right. So you want to start with the glue. And I just do like a little bit. Now I obviously got way too much glue on that. So we're going to move it. So I just got my toothpick out. And this glue doesn't dry like super fast. So you've got a little bit of time. But a lot more came out than I thought was going to. So we're going to just start. You just pick up a stone with your little, see how it's on the end like that? And you can see the silver bottom. And then you're just going to put it in place. And then we're just going to keep moving along that line Let's see if I can, maybe that'll be better for you to see. But like I mentioned, tools and that first line being straight are the most important thing that you could do. I can't get another toothpick out. So you want to keep this line straight because that's going to keep the rest of your formation. So if it's not straight, it'll all be messed up. So it's very important to make sure that you keep that very first line that you do straight. And then we're just going to go back around, continuing the glue. And you can do lines of glue or you can do dots. I just tend to put like a whole line down. Yeah, I think this one is just giving way too much glue. I had a smaller end. And it will eventually dry, which is fine. But, oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. I'm not the best at like doing these instructional videos, and especially for this, I don't do this that often. There are a lot of other people that you can watch to do this. That make like cups and stuff. I will link a few that I really enjoy. Because there are a lot of other people out there that are much better at this than I am. I just enjoy doing it. From time to time, definitely have way too much glue. Okay, and then I just kind of go back and move things around. Because you can see like that one is way up higher. So I just kind of move things to make them fit a little better and look as straight as possible. And like I said, this will take about 24 hours to fully cure. So once you get done with it, you just want to leave it alone. But the glue sets, if you don't have a ton of glue, it'll set pretty quickly. Just so you're not like moving things around all the time. Okay, so I think that's fairly straight. So now we're going to go in with our second row. And so you're going to hit basically in between. You're going to do what I think they call is a honeycomb. So I'm just going to put a few dots. There's still quite a bit of glue. So in between the first two, you're going to put a dot. And in between the second two, a dot. And then we're going to do purple. And these are just nice to like dump the stones back in. And then we'll pull out some purple ones. And then you just keep going around. Trying not to move that first set. And then it's just going to look like that. And so once I get that first glue layer down, I tend to just not do not do lines of glue. I tend to just go through and do dots in between each, just so I don't have a whole bunch of glue. Now, I'll say this is not the best background to do for a a gemming project, because it's not flat. It's not a flat surface. It has some like facets on it, so these gems don't, the gems don't lay like 100% flat on this, so it's just a little harder to get them like perfectly in place. And you can see there are some places on this one that has some gaps. They're just slight, but you can see like these areas here where there's some clear spots. It's just because of the shape of the pen. If you have something flat, it's easy, but when you have something that's faceted or round or different shape, it's a little harder to get that perfect line of stones. I have way too much glue on this. It'll dry clear, but you can still kind of see. I'll see if I can find a spot on my pen. You can see it in person. It's not so noticeable like online. But yeah, you can definitely see where I got way too much glue. But it is what it is. I mean, I'm not perfect at this. I'm trying to see there. Like when the glue dries, it's not so noticeable. But there are a few spots that had way too much glue on them. And yeah, it's just something that with over time, you get better and better at this. It's been a while since I've done one of these, aside from the pen. The body of the pen, it has been, I mean, probably 2 years since I decided to or maybe longer. I don't know. It's been a while since I've gemmed anything, so. But the more you do it, the better you get. The more even your rows get. And then you just let it dry. So see, there's like a little, but there is a little gap where that line is. So you could take one of the clear, because you can get them in like smaller colors. You could take one of those and just pop it in there so it wouldn't be so noticeable. So let me see if I can find my little baby AB ones. So I have some really tiny ones. They are here, and then this is the next size up. They're very small. So I think we'll just pop one of these in. So I'm just gonna throw a couple of them in here so I can grab them with my little tool. And I will say that the wax, like the ones that I have, these are by far the easiest ones to use. I know it's not like, but I've probably sharpened this thing maybe once out of all the time I've used it. So yeah, not a big deal. Just a little one there, and it's not the greatest. I mean, we'll see what it looks like when it dries. I'll have to come back because it's going to take probably a good 24 hours for all of this glue to be done. I'm going to pop it on my pen and just set it up so it doesn't touch. I'm going to stick it somewhere where it doesn't get messed up. But yeah, that's it. I mean, there's not too much to it, but I'm going to link I'll link some other people who do this down below so you can get a better feel at how to like properly do this. Like I said, I'm not the best. I very rarely do this and I make messes. So, but that's how I did it. And the tools that I use, like I said, like technique, really, once you get it going, there are several different ways you can do it, but the easiest way is to do I think it's the honeycomb, or I think that's what they call it, which is just what I did today. You just stagger your lines, and just keeping that first line straight is the most important for your design to flow like properly. But I will link some other people that I get inspiration from whenever I do this. I'll link their YouTube videos down below so you can see what they do and what they use. But tools, I highly recommend the Gemtech and these. I will have both of those linked down below, and I'll link the gemstones that I can link. I'll have those linked down below so you can see. But that's how I do it. This is, you know, what it looks like together, but when the glue dries, you won't see all that white and it'll look a little better. So I don't think I got that line straight. It's a little hard to tell with all that glue, but it is what it is. I'm not too whatever particular about it. I just thought it was fun and wanted to do something and make it sparkly. So anyway, everything will be linked down below, as will the YouTube videos that I like to watch. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I know this isn't for everyone, but I did have a lot of people asking me how I did it. So I just wanted to share. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.